Didn't ask me if I wanted to record to the, I guess I'm recording to the cloud. No, didn't ask me if I wanted to record to the cloud or to this computer. I'm going to assume it's going to the cloud. Okay, so this is, it is 1:02 p.m. on what is today? Today is January 18th, 2022 at the University of North Texas, beautiful downtown, sort of downtown, Denton, Texas. My name is Dr. Stephen Smith. I will be your teacher, and I have suggested to you that I am new to the University of North Texas, first class. So it's fine with me. I've been teaching this material for 40 years. So this is nothing new. This is just another day at the office, another classroom. New institution, but that's fine. A new dean. Don't know who the dean is, but don't need to know who you are. And I'll be asking for your help and your support from time to time as we go through this. Now, as we look through Canvas, as you log into Canvas, in Canvas, you will see there will be probably two classes. One of them will be your lecture sections, and the other will be your recitation. The recitations have all been merged into one section. So if you have a Tuesday, if your recitation meets on Tuesdays, you have one section. If your recitation meets either Monday or Wednesday, it's another section. I will make all of the assignments to the recitation. So you will find your assignments over there. For example, let's see, what's today? Today is the Tuesday. By the way, we do not meet recitation this week. Fair enough? Let's just go look at it. If we click here, you get to see your teaching assistant. And if you are a Tuesday, it's only Tuesday, we don't have any on Thursday. Your teaching assistant is Uptal, and your grader is Rama. Rama. I'll ask her. Okay. So make sure that if you email your TA, you're emailing the correct one. You may see more than one TA, so that would be the one for this Tuesday section. If your TA, if your recitation meets on Monday or Wednesday, you'll have a different TA. But you will find that they will both be the same assignments. So you'll find your assignments here. Modules. Go to the assignment. Assignment 1 has not been published yet. Assignment 1, we're writing a Hello World program. Okay. It'll be a piece of cake. Assignment, practice assignment, there is no turn in. I'm just messing around with it, messing around. I just playing around copying the assignment so that I can make them easily and quickly into the recitation sections. And then there's one more down here. And this one is called the one get out of jail free card. One free late assignment. I have way too many students to work with my graders. My preference is to say, you're going to turn it in when it's ready, and I'll grade it when I get ready. I have 200 students in these sections. 200 students. Do that. So I'm going to have to set some deadlines. The deadlines will be deadlines, but you get one freebie. You get a freebie. So if something happens and somebody dies or the dog runs away or something, I don't know. You don't have to explain it to me. You don't have to tell me anything. You get one free turn in late. There's no penalty. One free turn in late, no penalty. Use it wisely. You can use it anytime. your get out of jail free card. And so this is when it doesn't have, it's got 0 points. It's whatever the points were, probably 100 points. So you turn it in there. Willing to grade 1 and only 1 late assignment. Do not waste our time resubmitting a passing grade. Look, if you got a passing grade, don't bug me with it. You know, if you got an 85 and you think you can go for a 90, I don't want to hear it. Take points off. Wasting my time. But if you fail to turn in an assignment and you got a 0 on it, this is where you can put it, and it will get graded, and it will not have a penalty. Oh, look, I say students will receive a 10-point bonus for not submitting one. So, okay. Cool. So I'm going to have to be, my preference is to say, you know, I'm not a cop and I'm darn sure not your parents. I had to walk to school. Wow, through the snow. Anyway. So everything, you know, if your recitation section, you should see 1 of them. If you see 2 of them, something's wrong. You're assigned to 2 recitations. People will do that. But you find your assignments over here in a modules, somewhere here. There. In the module called assignments. If you dashboard, okay, this is the lecture section. Lecture section, you will not find your assignments here. You will find various things here. You will find these that you see right here, programming assignments. They're not published. You will not see these on yours. You're looking at mine. This is where I put them, and then I copy them out to the recitation sections. But these I don't publish. Assignments. Academic integrity quiz. I didn't need to do something in modules. Under the modules, if you go to, I'm sorry, go ahead, please. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. No, this is a new one. I'm making a Zoom now. You see this, I'm about to tell you that right now. So I'm making a Zoom right now. I believe I'm recording, and sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes I forget to hit the record button. This is recording, it's being recorded to the cloud. Where will you find this? Under a module, surprisingly, called what? Recorded lectures by date. So today being 18th, you will find at the end of class there will be a link there. There'll be a page. On that page will be a link to what I'm doing right now. That's how you attend. Now, this class is intended to be a synchronous class. Synchronous means you attend class. Therefore, you should log in at 1 o'clock and air quote, attend the class meeting. I don't know how many people I have there now. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't looked. I can go over to Zoom and look. I've got just one, just me. Okay.
That's what she was just saying, that that's on Canvas to join Zoom isn't.
Oh, well, Thank you. Okay. Well, gee, let's fix that. Meeting info. Look at that, the meeting ID. The meeting ID is different. Okay. Well, thank you for bringing that up. And so I don't know that I'm going to stop it right now. If I do, it's going to throw a hitch and get along. Probably have people out there trying to view it. As I told them, you know, things happen on the first day of class. You just do. Okay, so no, that's not the correct meeting ID. Okay, I'll get in here. Is there a class before this one? Did you guys notice? Is there a class in here before the 1 o'clock class? They came in at 11 and stayed until what, 12:30? Probably. Okay. I'll try to get that fixed. Meanwhile, I will get it posted. Gee. Because what I'm seeing here in this meeting ID is not mine. Okay. Well, let's write that off to one of those first day issues. So I'll get that will be posted and people will be able to view it. Thank you for bringing that up. Anyway, right after class, this link, as soon as I have it, will be posted to the recorded lectures module. And even though it's with meeting ID, so somebody managed to find their way in here. Okay, so even though the meeting ID is wrong, it will be posted to Canvas and it will work. I'll make it work. What else? So you find your assignments in the recitation sections. We will be doing, now, you guys have had one class in C++ program. When you did your one class in C++ programming, did you break your program into an implementation file and a header file? Yes. Good. We'll be doing that. And so you saw classes, structs, Ruby. You know what the difference is between a class and a struct?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Class variables are private by default.
Class variables, class member variables are private by default. Struct member variables are public by default. That's the only difference, period. Everything else, I guess people are finding this thing and see people are coming in. I'll go ahead and admit. So that's the only difference. So basically, if you always specify public and private, it doesn't matter whether you make it a struct or a class, they're both the same thing. Typically, when I write a program and everything in that object is public, I write it as a struct. Everything by definition in there is public, it's a struct. When I write it, that's what I'm telling my reader. We're going to be using class templates in here. Have you used class templates? Probably not. Okay, that's fine. We'll cover them. I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for where we're going here. So we're going to be, this is a class of data structures and abstract data types. One of my favorite classes to teach, actually, because I enjoy it. The students are on the steep part of their learning curve, and we can do quite a bit with it. We're going to do a few fairly complicated data structures, and I hope we have a good time. I intend to. I teach because I want to. I teach because I love to teach. I am what's called a professor emeritus. That means part-time help. They just hire me to teach whatever they taught and they wanted these classes taught. So I said, okay, I'll do it because I like this. I teach because I like to teach. I'm not looking for tenure. It is my job. I take this job very seriously. It is my job to get you through this class, through this material. Students tend to find this stuff, this material difficult. Some do, some don't. Okay. This time I'll take questions. Ma'am. Meeting ID for this one. Yes, I can pull that up, I'm sure. This particular one, can you see that? I can copy it. I can't copy it. It's 833-957-5894. Do I need to repeat? Yes, please. This is just this one. This one is not going to be, we're going to go back to mine. I'm going to get mine up there. Just because I'm new to this material, I didn't get the correct meeting ID into it, but I will. 833-957-5894. But it's going to appear to you as a link in Canvas. If you just hit that link and you'll be logged in, you have to log in, get Canvas, that link will go to it.
So whenever you said that participation on Zoom is encouraged, does that also count for the recitation stakes?
I wish I had a good answer for you, sir. We are in a difficult situation. It is my belief that it should. Now we'll see. How much do you think a brand new professor's weight is going to carry? Well, quite a bit. I will push for that to happen. I will tell my TAs that they're supposed to put this on Zoom and get it there as quickly as they can. Figure out how to do it. Meaning that, at least for this part of it, you do not have to be physically present in class. And by golly, the next time we meet, that link that I sent will work. No, leave but. Other question? So you guys are what? Softballs? I got some good news for you, at least. Bad news, good news. Bad news first. Yes.
Yeah.
Bad news is your sophomore classes are the hardest. Good news is they get easier. Well, there's some tough ones. The fact that you're saying you're on cruise control down the water. Then you get to graduate school. Look, this is simple compared to my sophomore year. I didn't know everything. Any questions? Thank you for your attendance. How long did we spend here? Hour, 22 minutes. We will usually go a lot longer than this, but I'm gonna end here. That this is usually what we do on the first day. By the way, the textbook is optional.
So, usually we have assignment on cycle. Is it going to be the same?
You know what I think about quizzes. Now, you don't know what I think about quizzes. You don't want to hear about it. We're going to be doing projects. We're going to be programming. I have some pretty good assignments. We're going to be doing some programming assignments that I have. We're going to be doing heavy on linked lists, linked structures. We're going to go into lists. We're going to write it 4 ways from sundry. Then we're going to go into binary trees, and we're going to write it. We're going to balance the tree. Is that ever balance one? We're going to balance it. Put it back into shape as it gets out. Then we're going to look at an algorithm called the Huffman updated compression. Uses a tree to compress data. Compress data. So we'll see that later. We will be doing hashing. We'll be working with MD5. And then we're going to be chasing pointers through the memory of our computer. Which works out pretty well in C++.
So most are, assignments are all project-based.
Yes.
Yes.
I do not like busy work quizzes. Right. Yes. Let's see if you're- All of our, I mean, that's my understanding is that this class is C++. Okay, go, I see you're
On projects, are they gonna be group projects or individual?
I'm required to do group projects. I do not particularly like group projects. I've never had a good experience in academia with group projects, either teaching or involved in one, but we're going to do group projects because we have to.
Are you gonna allow us to pick our groups or?
Ask me that later. Haven't gotten there yet. Others, I saw a few other hands. Come on. Question was, will you get to pick your own groups? I would say your groups would come. I don't know. You ever sat through one of those picking for the dodgeball team and volleyball team? Nobody even picked me. Oh, why? Other questions? Come on, you can ask. Go, sir.
So are there gonna be more than one group project?
Will there be more than one group project? There'll be as few as I can get away with.
And do you like recommend any programs or things that we want to have ready on computers? I know we use things like Buddy,
Oh, Putty, yeah, we're gonna be using Putty. Let me talk about the compiler. The official compiler, our official compiler will be the G++ compiler in the CSCE servers. That's our official compiler. Now, I personally like it. I like that compiler. It's not a bad compiler at all. The problem with it is that it times you out in about 45 seconds if you haven't been sitting there hitting keys. And I mean, it times you out right quick. So every time I turn around, I'm having to log back in. You know, if I stop to read the darn screen, it logs me out. It just bugs the daylights out of me. So I prefer to have a compiler locally on my machine. You may compile on your machine. Now, the one that I recommend that I find works fairly well for me anyway thus far, and my testing of it is the GPP compiler that is provided with code blocks. no code blocks. Okay, it's not a bad little IDE. The really good thing about it, it's free. The makefile doesn't work. You have to create your own project, but it's about the same thing. You can use that one. You can use any compiler you want to use, but it has to run on the G++ compiler. And that's our official compiler. We have to have one. So that's the official. Other questions? Thank you for that question. Go ahead.
I was wondering about
The exams. Well, yes, there will be exams because I have to. They will typically be, probably I will get them online. We'll see. Ask me about that when we get there. I'm still working through this. So I've got the next 2 modules figured out. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I know what I'm going to do next week. Beyond that, it's going to be what I've done every time I've taught this class until now. There's been a bunch of times. Others. I am not a big fan of in-class tests, particularly for this material. The tests I tend to de-emphasize. If you look at the weight I put on them, it is low. It is mostly the programming. The programming we do will be significant. It will be non-trivial. I do not like doing, I do not want to do busy work quizzes. Multiple choice quizzes. Anybody ever really do those? You do? I just go through them and memorize the answers and go through them again and make a 100. Kind of like taking defensive driving online. I've written enough of that stuff. Hey, I wrote the defensive driving course. Other questions? If there are no further questions, we will call it a Tuesday at 1:30. And this will be posted soon. And we'll get that, if anybody asks you, I'll get that link straightened out. Will be the right link.